Hello there. So xisumavoid just released this very cool video called A Better Bamboo Farm, and he shows a design using walls, and it detects the fully grown bamboo at the top and then harvests it only the fully grown bamboo, not all the entire row of bamboo, which is nice. However, it uses a sticky piston on his main design. And I don't usually use chunk base, and finding slime chunks is really annoying in-game. So I don't usually have slime in my Minecraft worlds. So I wanted to avoid it, but he says it's necessary. Let's take a look.
The sticky piston is necessary because we can't put an observer on the side of this block to detect the change because it changes the hitbox of that block.
And that is correct. And then he goes on to show a different design that doesn't do that, but it's very different. And doesn't do the single column collection. But why does he want to put the observer on the side? Let me show this in Minecraft. It's going to be easier to show it here. So this is the design he ends up building, right? There's a sticky piston here, and there's the bamboo here, and you essentially are going to send a signal to push the block and collect the bamboo, right? So the reason he wants to do it that way is that he needs to do this. Either on this side or on the other side, he needs to change the wall, right? So it means that between the back wall of the bamboo, which is necessary so the bamboo doesn't overflow through the back and get stuck on top of the observer. So he wants to have a solid wall here, a smooth finish in here, right? No indentations on this side. And he needs this wall to not connect to this wall. So that's why he has this empty space, and that's why he wants to do this weird sticky piston thing, or to use the other design that does basically the same thing. Yeah, that is a problem, because on this design, if I don't have that gap here and I go ahead and put in the glass here so it doesn't spill out, now the wall don't work because it's already in pillar form. However, if instead of glass I use stairs, we still get the nice property of this side facing the bamboo being flush, so there's nowhere for the item to be stuck on, but it actually doesn't connect to the wall. So if I go ahead and do things, it still fires the piston here. So this piston doesn't need to be sticky anymore. And that's pretty nice for me that doesn't have slime. So that's what I did up here. This is a fully built out farm. So this is the design we just saw here. This module just repeated a bunch, just like the main video. Please see the video for the explanation of how this farm works. And then at the top here, I actually changed the mechanism a little bit, because we cannot have trapdoors on this side because there's a stair here and it's already occupied the space. I needed to put the trapdoor on the other side. However, I was having trouble actually powering the trapdoors, but I figured that doors actually work the same way. So the doors, they are affected by redstone, and they are all placed in this orientation where they are closed facing to the side of the farm, essentially, right? And then when redstone decides to open them, they actually, just like trapdoors, they also connect to the wall and send the signal down. So they work the same for redstone purposes, but they actually are too tall and they can receive the power, like the observer powers this block and the door detects it. So that works. And so if I go ahead and run the farm, it actually works. And you can see the pistons here are not sticky, which is nice. And there's a hell of a racket on this side of the contraption for sure. But I use the sound mod so it doesn't bother me as much. The proximity, not proximity, the reverb sound. The beat-up sound mod, whatever it's called, I forgot. But yeah, so I don't actually hear much. I only hear the bamboo breaking. But that is an optional. Like, this is not necessarily better, it's just a different design. It also has the benefit that it's one less block deep. Excuse me. It's one block thinner in this direction than this design. Remember that this design also needs an empty space here. So it actually is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks deep. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 blocks deep. So it's one block slimmer, and it doesn't use slime, and it doesn't use more observers than necessary for the functioning. And yeah, that is my design. I hope at least one person finds it useful. Have a nice day.